Hey Sizzlers! Today we're making this super quick and easy recipe, which is chicken with broccoli. It doesn't require a lot of ingredients and it's super yummy. Let's get started. Alright, so I'm starting with some chicken breast, and the reason that it was in a baggie is because since we're on lockdown, I bought tons of chicken and I froze it for future meals. I usually don't get chicken breast, but there was no other type of chicken in my grocery store. I usually like to get chicken tenders, like I've said lots of times before, because it's a lot juicier, but chicken breast will do as well. Alright, so whenever I made this dish, I wasn't really following any particular recipe. I kind of was just throwing things together that came to mind. I had some broccoli that was going to go bad, so I added it to the chicken. I'm going to cut the chicken into some rectangles, like long rectangles, just so it's not super squared. We don't want it to be like a fajita type, but I kind of wanted it to go for a stir fry kind of taste. Since my chicken breast is super thick, I'm going to cut it down the middle. Now that it's been cut down the middle, I'm going to cut it along the edge. So they're long strips like this. I'm going to cut them into rectangles. Now that we've cut up the chicken, I'm going to season it with my favorite McCormick Montreal Chicken Seasoning and some paprika for color. Alright, so I have my pan on medium heat and I'm going to put a little tiny bit of oil. Once it's heated up, I will be adding my chicken. When it's chicken, I try not to stir it too much because I want it to get seared on the outside so it gets a little crisp. I kind of just flip it. As you can see, this one's already starting to get a little seared and the paprika gives it such a great color. Now that the chicken isn't pink on the outside, which was about 5 minutes on each side, I will be adding half of an onion. I'm going to let the onion toast in there with the chicken. Now, I personally didn't want my onions to get super soft, which is why now I'm going to be adding my broccoli. It's been about 5 minutes after I added the onion. I'm going to add my broccoli. This is one broccoli head. Now that I've added it, I'm going to top it off with some of my Montreal Chicken Seasoning. So the broccoli heads get some seasoning, and also with some salsa Maggi. I'm just going to add a tiny bit on it so it gets some of this flavor on the broccoli heads. Now once I mix it, I'm going to be adding my lid and turning off the stove and just let the broccoli finish cooking with the steam. You want it to cook with just the steam, that way it doesn't get super soggy. If you would like, you can add a tiny little bit of water just so the chicken doesn't stick to the bottom of the pan if you don't have non-stick, but this is pretty much it. This is what the end result looks like. As you can see, it's really juicy. The broccoli does release a tiny bit of water, which is this, which you could see. And yeah, I don't like my broccoli to be super mushy. This is why I only let it cook with steam. But if you want it to be softer, then you can always leave the stove on till the desired broccoli texture that you want. Alright Sizzlers, so that's all for this recipe. It's really just chicken and broccoli. I like to keep it simple. Some people like to top it off with some ginger, and actually it gives it such a good flavor, but it's entirely up to you guys. This is a good recipe and it's super flavorful, also very healthy. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. Until next time.